Well, some new information now on U.S. airstrikes inside Yemen overnight. The Pentagon saying more than 20 airstrikes targeted al-Qaeda militants, marking the first military action in Yemen since the Navy SEAL was killed there a little more than a month ago. One U.S. official telling Fox that intelligence gathered from that January raid, the one some critics claim was a failure, quote, likely provided information needed for this airstrike overnight. Joining us now, Gillian Turner, Fox News contributor, former White House National Security Council staff under Presidents Bush and Obama. So in all the back and forth, Gillian, I think one thing is getting lost, and that is al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula is one of the most dangerous, if not the most dangerous branch of al-Qaeda. What is at stake in our fight against AP?
Well, you're right. It is absolutely the most lethal branch of al-Qaeda that's around today. And it's expanding its influence not only in Yemen, but in the region as well. So it's absolutely a major threat that needs to be taken quite seriously. I think that at stake here is really what kind of intelligence we're getting from these raids. As you know, Jenna, intelligence on any terrorist organization or any country is always... It's sort of like a giant, unending, infinite puzzle. And you kind of, every time you do a raid like this, ideally, you collect information that can be used to fill in the contours of that puzzle. So it's highly likely that any information that was captured during the raid that resulted in the tragic death of William Owens was used to also help plan and plot out the raids that we saw earlier this morning.
I'm curious your thoughts as someone that has served on the National Security Council under one administration and then through part of the next as well. There seems to be, according to the reporting that we've seen, some back and forth between former Obama officials and some that are still currently in government and their assessment of the Trump administration. And they're speaking out about that. What is your thoughts about just the different styles of leadership and how much of that conversation should be happening publicly?
I think that when it comes to this raid in Yemen of a month ago, this kind of encapsulates a lot of the political back and forthing that we've been seeing about the Trump administration. It's like a little microcosm of all the issues that people on both sides of the aisle have, because it was a highly sensitive raid. People disagreed. People from the Obama era disagreed with everything about the way that this raid was executed, from the fact that allegedly, according to reporting, President Trump made the decision to go forward with it over dinner instead of a meeting in the White House Situation Room.
Clearly, I just want to point that out, our Pentagon producer and reporter have dispelled that according to their own reporting. It's just one example of the back and forth. I only have about 10 seconds, Gillian.
But now it's no wonder that they're arguing over whether the results of the raid were successful or not.
And quite frankly, if you're on either side of the aisle, you're still talking about classified information.
Well,
Gillian,
yeah, that's true too.
Thank you very much.